that didn't happen. So we got the, you don't love me anymore. That's pretty much what came.
Today is week 30 on this pregnancy adventure. What the? These are 3 gang signs. I have a special guest. A very special guest, because without him there would be no baby. So this is Joshua King, my husband. In case you don't watch our vlogs, I wanted to talk about, since I have Joshua here, I wanted to talk about something that affects, I think, every pregnant person, and that's hormones.
Dun, dun, dun.
Right? The H word. It's just something that, regardless if you want it to affect you or not, one way or another, it just does. And it affects everyone differently, but so we're going to talk about kind of how it's affected me.
I'll give you guys input from my side.
Because there's 2 sides to every story.
Yep, and I'm pretty sure she's one of a kind, so.
I know for me, I am super emotional anyway. So the biggest change that I noticed was just that those hormones went into overdrive while I've been pregnant, and I was kind of waiting for the angry, I think, pregnant woman like hormones. I think I was waiting for that to make its appearance, but it hasn't really been the angry. It's been the like, boo-hoo, you hurt my feelings.
Exactly, like pretty much since I was telling, since everyone found out that she was pregnant, all my coworkers and friends who've already had kids, just like, oh man, Josh, just be prepared, because same thing, the angry person's gonna come out, she's gonna be mad at you and everything, and reading different forums, just like how the women just bite their husbands' heads off and everything. So I was trying to emotionally prepare myself for that, which I think I was doing a pretty good job, because I'm like, well, I have pretty thick skin, I feel, so her yelling at me, I know that's not who she is normally, so it wouldn't be like a big way to just say, okay, this is just the baby talking pretty much, and I just know this isn't you, so don't take it to heart. But that didn't happen, so we got the, you don't love me anymore. That's pretty much what came, and I don't know why. Like I just said, I just talked about thick skin, but that was like harder for me, because it's like, you know, I care, and I don't know, I guess it's just the whole me of acts of service is my love language, so I feel like that of saying that I don't put in the time or effort to show you that I care about you, whatever, hurt more than just saying, oh, Josh, you and your dark skin. I don't know.
What? Why would I say that?
I don't know. You're angry and your hormones, so it doesn't make sense. I don't know. So I was waiting for that. But you know, we got into a number of arguments throughout all 3 trimesters. It hasn't really spiked anywhere or whatever. It's kind of been the same of no feeling of the love, and her love tank being empty in her eyes or in her heart or whatever. So I wasn't prepared for that, and I feel like that was her hormones speaking, because of course she knows that I care, and I know that she knows that I know she knows that I care, and that of course I love her, and that I make the put in the effort and try to do what I can for her.
I have tried really hard to not use the excuse, I guess, of, you know, it's hormones, like for everything, like, oh, I can just get away with anything. So I've tried really hard to like try to make a conscious effort in me staying patient as well with Josh, and because, you know, making a baby isn't necessarily the most easiest thing in the world. So, and sometimes it's just harder. There's harder days than others. Like some days I just feel really great, and then other days I'm tired and my body hurts. And I mean, like, sleeping has kind of been an issue because it's just hard to get comfortable, and then my like hips will start hurting, and I'll see Josh laying there, you know, so comfortable, and it's so annoying, and it's really hard to not like oh, it's not fair, you know. And so most of the time I'm like that, but there have been days where I have let that get the best of me, I feel, because then I just start kind of, I guess, almost having like a little pity party, you know. You're like, oh, this is really hard, and you don't understand. And I mean, he's doing the best he can. Most guys probably try to fix a problem. Like, you come to them and you're sad with this particular problem, they try to fix it. And sometimes you just are crying and it doesn't even make sense to you. So it's really hard and you're just like, no, and I don't even know, I'm just crying, okay? And then he's like, but no, we gotta figure it out. I'm like, go away. I don't know, but don't go away because then I'm sad.
Do you see?
So it's like,
do you see what I go through? I know probably the worst word to say in those arguments is like hormones. Because then just make it look like that person's like crazy, whatever. It's one of those things is you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, and anything you do, you just suffocate yourself more.
Yeah.
So you want to, you try to leave, but that doesn't help anything. And then we'll see our woman walking by, and she's just gonna walk by and see that, and keep going, and you know that it ain't over. So, exactly. So, like I said, I don't know if it's a woman thing or if it's an Emma thing or whatnot, but yeah.
I can't be the only one.
Exactly. Like, perfect example, the last time we had an argument, we were watching TV and I was laying down and I was being affectionate, just, just enjoying our time on the couch, whatever. And she just goes,
I love to do something.
So
I did not say it like
she didn't say it like that, but that means, she's not feeling affection. And this whole time, we did videos back before, again, talking about love languages, that one of her secondary ones is physical touch. So I'm sitting there like, I'm touching you, whatever, and it wasn't even like, oh, her love takes something, let me touch her. It was genuine enjoying time with her. So we go through that, and then she goes upstairs. I'm thinking we're fine, and I know that when she just goes upstairs out of nowhere, there's something going on. So I go upstairs, and that's where it ensues. The cage match of words ensues. So, and like I said,
it sounds so dumb now.
Yes.
It sounds like so. It's so dumb when you're like, trivial. What are you talking
exactly.
about?
I was holding her, hugging her, loving her. She went upstairs and she was mad.
No, well, see, because in my head, what I did was I built up a problem, and again, it was that same thing of like, oh, it's not fair, and this is really hard for me, and if you do that too much, then you start, everything they do is going to annoy you, and then they don't even realize it, and then it just waits till it like accumulates, and so that was the week that Josh was sick. And so he was sick, so I felt like, oh, I'm taking care of you, and then I'm doing, being tired myself, and I'm cooking, and and it sounds dumb because that's not a very good reason to completely be so upset. I was just tired. I guess all the third trimester stuff is coming up. The baby's getting bigger, and he's taking up more room, and just a lot of different things are coming up. And it's scary too, a lot of it, and that's what I was trying to tell Josh is sometimes when I get, when like, there's an underlying problem sometimes, and it's usually fear for me that is like, I get scared. And one of the big things that I get scared of, with this baby is I'm afraid that I don't want us to stop being us. I don't want it to, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm about to be a mom, and like, what if nobody cares about me anymore, and that's just my life, and I just have to suck it up, and I'm gonna be sad, and I don't want to be this bitter wife, stereotypical bitter mom wife that hates her husband because he's lazy. Like, I don't know, it just starts playing in my head, these thoughts, and then I look at Josh and I'm like, and he hasn't done anything all day, so it's gonna happen. Yeah, he's all and I'm like, see, it's already happening. But that's not true. It's just how I'm building it up in my head. That's kind of how these things have been at night when I can't sleep. Those are the things that I think about, and so sometimes that ends up getting projected onto Josh. And I know a lot of that, is my thoughts, but then again, hormones don't help because they amplify it. I feel, they amplify it. I cry easier and all of that good stuff. Sorry.
No, yeah. Of course, all those those concerns and those fears come from a rational root cause, you know. So I feel that talking about it, doing these vlogs, and we talk to each other about these different issues that come, and just, you know, me being a husband, just trying to reassure her, knowing that, hey, I'll do everything within my power to make sure that our relationship stays as good as it can be with and without our child, and just that, you know, this family is going to be bigger, better, and stronger.
I'm very thankful for Josh and his patience, you know, with me, and his understanding for something that he'll never truly understand, which I think is huge, you know, and definitely all husbands and fathers should be given credit for, because they'll never understand what it's like to be pregnant, and that's not their fault. And so that the fact that, you know, the love and the patience that he's willing to have with me says a lot during this time. And then of course when the baby comes, again, that's another bridge to cross over of new things that we're, you know, our patience will both be tested. And so each time that we come across these different situations, it's just we figured out a new way to solve it, another problem, and like you said, communicate. Thank y'all all so much for watching, and I appreciate all of the support that I've been given, and we appreciate all the new subscribers, and we hope that you would follow us along on our vlogs. We put them out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I think it is now just time for belly shots.
Belly shots.
Yeah.
Right.
Go, Josh. No, hey.
Whoa. Whoa.